So this is lesson 2, and in lesson 2 I'm going to be teaching or explaining whatever style sheets, also known as Cascading Style Sheets and CSS. So what this is how to control these tags to make it look good. Now, before I continue, I just want to point out that I'm now working in Dreamweaver and not Notepad++. I will show you how to create a style sheet in Notepad++. It's very easy, but I won't be working in it because if I'm doing styles or style sheets, I prefer to be working in Dreamweaver. It's just a lot easier for me. It's a lot more comfortable. But you could just follow right along. It doesn't make a difference on your end. You could just type in exactly what I'm doing and it will work for you just as well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create a style sheet. Now, as I start to explain, style sheets control these tags and make them look really good. So if I want to create a background for the body, I'm going to be able to do that with style sheets. If I want to make header 1 a color, I'll do that. If I want to do paragraph, if I want to make it, bold or, whatever, you could do that. If you want to give it a whole font, you could really just do anything. So all of the really nice looking stuff that you have in websites, that's all from styles. They control the HTML to look good. They tell them what to do. So yeah, I'm sure there's a comment to reference I could make to a girlfriend or a wife or whoever that could boss somebody around to tell them what to wear to look good. I admit I'm that kind of girl. Anyway, so I'm just going to go File, New, and I'm just going to do CSS. I'm just going to click on that, and I'm going to do Create. Or you could just double click on it. So now I have a CSS document. Now I'm just going to pull up Notepad++ for those of you working in it, and you could do the same thing in Notepad. So here you just have a new open blank document. You do Save As, and you just go to the root folder. That, where is it? Desktop. And then here's the root folder. Now, root folder is the containing folder for the HTML and CSS and the pictures and everything. So this way they all have to be in the same place, just because they work well together that way. Otherwise you have a big mess on your hand. So I'm just going to do style.css. Now you can name it really whatever you want, but just the more common, slightly more professional way of doing it is by calling it styles. So I'm just going to save that, and voila! Now you have styles.css and you have a style sheet. So that's it. That's all you have to do for Notepad++. So I'm just going to X that, and I'm going to go back to the Dreamweaver. Now with the Dreamweaver, just as in the Notepad++, we need to save this, otherwise you can't really do anything with it if it's not saved. So just an automatic first thing you do is save it. Now we already have style.css, but because it doesn't have anything in it and I don't want it anymore, rather than just throwing it out, I'm just going to override it. So I'm going to do style.css. Actually, you don't even need to click CSS here, and I'm going to just show you that right now, because you can do all documents and it will automatically save it in Dreamweaver as a CSS file. So here we go, and it's going to ask me, it already exists, do you want to override it? And I'm going to say yes. And now it's going to be there. So that's for you, those of you in Dreamweaver. Now, I'm going to go to the header tag, or head tag. Header tag is an HTML5, it's something else. I'll explain that another time. And I'm going to bring my style sheet into here. So I'm going to do the little tag symbol, then link, rel. I'm not exactly sure what rel is, but you don't need to worry about that. I don't think most people know. And you do style, and here you have the option for style sheet. Or if you're hand coding it, you do style sheet in between these two little quote marks. So it's rel equals quote style sheet close quote, and then href, and we're just going to grab our style sheet file. So it's href equals quote style.css close quote, And then we are just going to get type. And then that's text / CSS. Again, we have text equals quote text / CSS close quote, and that's it. And then we're just going to close our tag without doing any slashes or anything. We're just closing this tag, not closing the whole thing. And that's it. So now our style sheet is linked in. And we're able to do whatever we want in here and give it any kind of commands, and it will read in here. So we're just going to now, let's say, pick the body tag. So we click and do body, and we do the braces. As you can see, we have opening and closing braces, and then we're going to do, let's say, background color. So that's background - color for anybody doing this in Notepad++. And I'm just going to pick a color. Now I picked the hex code #FFC, and I'm just going to close that with a semicolon. That is how you tell it to stop reading the CSS command, and that's all I'm going to do for now. I'm not going to put anything else in there. So now I want to see what this looks like. So you could either open the file as we did in the first video, and that's just by double clicking on it, or in Dreamweaver you have this little world thing here, and if you click on it, it will show you what files you could preview it in. Oh, not files, like Chrome and Firefox and all that, and browsers. So I'm just going to click on Firefox, and now you see the background has changed. It's no longer the white that we had it before. So now I'm going to give header 1, H1, I'm going to give that a command to, let's pick a color. So with text you just do color. You don't need to do text color. There might be a command for it, but you don't need to bother. So I'm going to do text color. I'm just going to do this nice maroon, and that's #900, and then I'm just going to do a semicolon again, and now you will see our H1 will be red. So here it's still black, we refresh it, and it's this maroon. Let's do the same with H2. We'll pick a color, and let's go with this like really dark navy blue, and that's #006 or hashtag, and now they're blue. And I'm just going to do H3 with green. So H3, didn't do a closing one, there we go. And background color, no, we're just going to do color. And let's find like a nice dark green. So this is a dark green. #030 and semicolon. Now you always have to remember to do the semicolons, otherwise you're in a lot of trouble, let me tell you. So, and now they're all green. I want to now, let's say, make the paragraphs, I don't know, let's do P tag. And maybe let's make the paragraphs purple. Color, and let's make it this purple. So that's #60C, and the semicolon, and now our paragraphs are purple. So you see, you're able to really just change it around a lot. Now, admittedly, this looks very ugly, but it does work. So that's what we really want. Now, if you want to go ahead and look at all the different types of tags, because there really are a lot, you could go to W3 Schools and go look at the different things that they have. So here we're at W3 Schools, and Learn CSS. Now, this is not really a great teaching tool, but it is a great review tool or reference. So, and then you have all these different kinds of CSS, and you could try it out yourself to see what it looks like. If I want to mess around with the color, I can just pick, 3F6, and it changes colors. So you're able to really mess around with it. It's fun, it's a good tool. Again, not a great reference for learning, but it is a great reference for just remembering and just messing around. And whenever I can't remember anything, that's where I go, and that's where really everybody goes, and any professional will usually tell you, refer you to that. So that's it, and that's all it is. So thank you so much for watching.